Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the world of Cambridge English qualifications.
Exciting.
I know, right? So we've got this brochure here from Cambridge, and it's specifically targeted at schools.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely packed with information about all of their different learning and assessment programs for English.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to try to break it all down for you,
Yeah.
help everyone listening kind of understand what exactly these qualifications are, how they work,
Right.
and why they even matter for learners and educators out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited to dive in.
Me too.
Yeah.
One of the things that really stood out to me flipping through this brochure
Okay.
was that it's not just about, kind of rote learning or getting a good grade on a test.
Yeah.
It's really about helping students develop real-world communication skills and build their confidence in using English.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what really struck me, too, when I first saw this brochure. It's not just about the tests and scores. It's about how these qualifications can actually open doors for students.
Exactly.
Help them get into a university abroad or land a dream job, or even just feel more confident traveling the world.
I love that. Yeah, it's about so much more than just that piece of paper.
Totally.
So let's back up a bit for those who might not be familiar with these qualifications.
Okay.
What are Cambridge English qualifications exactly?
So basically, they're in-depth assessments developed by Cambridge Assessment English,
Okay.
which is part of the University of Cambridge, of course.
Of course.
And their whole goal is to help people all over the world learn English effectively and then have a way to actually prove their skills,
I see.
whether that's to universities, employers, or even immigration authorities.
So it's really about setting students up for success in a world where English is, increasingly important.
Exactly.
Now, this brochure, as we said, it focuses on qualifications for school-age students. But what's interesting is that they're not just, throwing any old test at these kids.
Right.
They've actually done a ton of research into how children learn languages best.
Oh, wow.
And they've designed these qualifications around those findings so it's tailored to how kids learn.
That's amazing. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they had done that much research.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And it makes you wonder, what are some of those findings?
I know.
They must have figured out, a 5-year-old is not going to be writing academic essays.
Definitely not.
So how do they structure these qualifications for different age groups and skill levels?
Well, that's where the Common European Framework of Reference, or CEFR, comes in.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it, but I'll admit I need a little refresher.
Okay, sure. So it's this internationally recognized system that basically breaks down language ability into 6 different levels,
Okay.
from A1 for beginners all the way up to C2 for practically fluent speakers.
So A1, that's the very, very basics.
Exactly. Like, can you order a coffee?
Right.
Can you say hello?
And C2 is you could give a lecture in English.
Pretty much, yeah. You're almost indistinguishable from a native speaker.
That's incredible. And so Cambridge English offers a qualification for each of these CEFR levels.
They do. It's like a step-by-step path for students to progress gradually and actually see tangible evidence of their improvement as they move up the levels.
I love that because it's not just about, like you said, the end goal. It's about the little steps along the way.
Exactly. Celebrating those achievements.
Exactly. And, they offer qualifications from pre-A1 for those tiny little learners who are just starting out,
Oh.
all the way to C2 proficiency, which is whoa.
The top of the mountain?
I know, right? But let's be real for a second. Exams can be stressful.
Oh, tell me about it.
I still have nightmares about my language exams back in the day.
I know.
So tell me, is there any support available for students and teachers who are preparing for these Cambridge English qualifications?
Oh, absolutely. That's actually one of the things that really impressed me about Cambridge English. They don't just create exams and then leave everyone hanging.
Right.
They have a whole network of support in place, which is detailed in this brochure.
Okay, I'm all ears. What kind of support are we talking about?
Well, for starters, they have these robust teacher training programs
Okay.
to make sure educators feel confident preparing their students for these exams.
That's important.
Yeah, they even have something called the Cambridge English Teaching Framework,
Okay.
which helps teachers at all different career stages, assess their skills and find the right professional development opportunities.
So they're really invested in helping teachers grow professionally.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about the students. It's about equipping the teachers as well.
That makes a lot of sense because I bet that makes a huge difference in the classroom.
Oh, definitely.
What about the students themselves?
Yeah, so for students, they have a ton of stuff,
Okay.
like practice tests, sample papers, even fun online activities and games to make learning more engaging.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And they also use this massive database of real-world English called the Cambridge English Corpus.
Wait, hold on. A database of real-world English?
Yeah.
What is that?
So basically, they're analyzing how people actually speak and write
Wow.
to make sure their materials are up to date and reflect how English is really used in everyday life.
So they're not just teaching like grammar rules in isolation, they're actually looking at how people use the language.
Exactly. It's all about making sure students are developing skills they'll actually need to communicate in the real world.
That's awesome. I can already see why these qualifications are so respected. It's not just about, rote memorization. It's about practical communication skills.
Absolutely.
This brochure even mentions a case study from Madrid where schools saw a huge improvement in students' English levels after incorporating these qualifications.
Yeah, that case study is really interesting.
What did they find?
Well, not only did the students' English skills improve, but they were also more motivated and engaged in the learning process.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the teachers in Madrid were really impressed with how well the qualifications aligned with their existing curriculum and how much they helped students develop a deeper understanding of English.
So it's not just theoretical, it's actually making a difference in real classrooms.
Exactly. It's about real kids learning and thriving.
That's so encouraging to hear. Okay, so we've talked about what these qualifications are, who they're for, and the structure.
Right.
But we haven't even touched on the specific qualifications themselves.
Oh, yeah.
There seem to be quite a few, judging by this brochure.
There are a lot.
Where do we even begin?
I know, right? There are a lot. Well, let's start with the youngest learners.
Okay.
So this brochure highlights pre-A1 starters, A1 movers, and A2 flyers.
Oh, those names.
I know, they're so cute.
They sound adorable.
They do. It's hard to imagine, like, tiny tots taking exams, but
Right.
brochure makes it clear that these are designed to be fun and engaging.
Oh, okay.
It's all about fostering a love of learning English from an early age.
I can get behind that, yeah.
Yeah, like imagine a young learner confidently describing their family or talking about their favorite animal in English.
That's so sweet.
It's about those early wins that build a solid foundation and make them excited to learn more.
Yeah, like get them hooked from the beginning.
Exactly.
I like that. And I noticed these early exams even have travel-themed activities.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
It is. It allows them to apply what they're learning to real-world scenarios.
Right.
Even if they're not physically traveling yet.
Yeah.
It kind of lays the groundwork for those future adventures where they'll actually need to use their English skills.
I love that. So let's say a student has, aced those early exams, maybe even had a blast doing it.
Yeah.
What comes next?
That's where things get a little more serious. We move from those foundational exams to qualifications designed for school students.
Okay.
So the first one on the list is A2 Key for Schools.
A2 Key for Schools.
Got it.
And what does that one focus on?
So it's still about building confidence, but we're also getting into some more complex skills here.
Yeah.
Think of it as bridging the gap between those early building blocks
Right.
and more advanced communication.
Right.
So at the A2 level, students can understand and use basic phrases, write short, simple messages, and handle everyday interactions.
So they can order food at a restaurant.
Exactly, or ask for directions.
Or chat with a local.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really a stepping stone towards fluency.
And I bet that's super empowering for a young learner.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to order your own ice cream in Italy
Right.
or ask for directions in Spain.
Oh,
It's those real-world applications that can be incredibly motivating.
totally. It beats just memorizing grammar rules from a textbook.
For sure.
So from A2, key students can then progress to B1 preliminary for schools, right?
You got it. That's the next step up.
Okay, and what does B1 entail?
So B1 preliminary for schools signifies an intermediate level of English.
Okay.
At this level, students are becoming more comfortable expressing their opinions, understanding more complex texts, engaging in longer conversations.
So the training wheels are starting to come off a bit.
Exactly. They're building up their vocabulary, grammar, and overall fluency,
Yeah,
really preparing them for more demanding academic and social situations.
makes sense. And then after B1 preliminary comes B2 first for schools.
You're on a roll. That's right.
Okay.
B2 First for Schools is a pretty significant achievement.
Okay.
It demonstrates a strong command of English across all 4 skills.
All 4. So reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
You got it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, students at this level can understand the main ideas of complex text, interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity, and produce clear, detailed text on a wide range of subjects.
That's impressive. Reaching this level, I can only imagine, would be a huge confidence booster.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Imagine a student who started with pre-A1 starters
Right.
and worked their way up to B2 first.
Yeah,
That kind of journey represents years of dedication and a deep understanding of the language.
it really does. And I bet it opens doors for them. Oh, for sure. This brochure even mentions that universities and employers often look for a B2 level of English or higher.
So it's not just about personal satisfaction, it can actually impact their future opportunities.
Exactly. Achieving B2 first for schools can be a game changer for students who dream of studying abroad,
Right.
or working for an international company, or just navigating an increasingly globalized world.
Yeah, it shows they have the language skills to thrive in those environments.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about real-world impact. It's not just about theoretical knowledge. It's about equipping these students with the skills they need to succeed.
I love that.
But what about those students who want to go even further?
I love
Like
them.
those who dream of near-native fluency.
Right. So that's where the higher level qualifications come in.
Okay.
C1 advanced and C2 proficiency.
Ooh, those sound intense.
They are. These are for learners who are serious about mastering the English language.
I'm almost intimidated just thinking about them. What does it take to reach those levels? Well, C1 Advanced requires learners to understand and use English effectively in a wide range of demanding situations.
Like what?
So think like participating in academic debates,
Wow.
understanding complex literary texts. It shows they can communicate with the fluency and sophistication of a highly competent user of the language.
So not just getting by, but really excelling.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about C2 proficiency? What sets that apart?
C2 proficiency is the pinnacle of the CEFR.
Okay, the top of the mountain.
It really is. It demonstrates an exceptional command of English,
Wow.
enabling individuals to communicate with the precision, nuance, and cultural understanding of a highly proficient native speaker.
So basically you're like indistinguishable from a native speaker at that point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They can effortlessly navigate complex academic or professional environments,
Wow.
understand subtle shades of meaning, and express themselves with eloquence and clarity in both written and spoken English.
Reaching that level would be an incredible achievement.
It really would.
Right.
It reflects years of dedicated study, a deep understanding of the nuances of the language, and a real passion for pushing the boundaries of fluency.
That's inspiring. It's amazing to know that these qualifications provide a pathway for learners at every stage,
Right.
from those first steps to complete mastery.
I agree. And what's remarkable is that it's not just about tests and scores.
Yeah.
It's about equipping individuals with the skills and confidence they need to succeed in an increasingly interconnected world.
Well said. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the qualifications themselves, but earlier we touched on the support that Cambridge English offers,
Right.
both to students preparing for the exams and to the teachers who guide them.
Yes.
Let's delve into that a bit deeper.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that really sets Cambridge English apart,
Okay.
is their commitment to providing a comprehensive support system.
Right, so they don't just leave teachers and students to figure it out on their own.
Exactly. They're there every step of the way.
That's reassuring. Exams are stressful enough
Oh, tell me about it.
without feeling like you're going at it alone. So what kind of support do they offer?
Well, for starters, they have a wealth of official preparation materials.
Okay.
And these materials are jointly developed by Cambridge Assessment English and Cambridge University Press.
Oh, wow. So they're really collaborating.
They are.
Okay.
And these materials are based on extensive research,
Okay.
and they're designed to help learners develop the specific skills they need to succeed in the exams.
So are we talking about like textbooks, practice tests, workbooks, that kind of thing?
Exactly. And the great thing is that many of these materials are available in both print and digital formats.
Oh, that's handy.
So learners can choose the format that works best for them.
Yeah. I'm a digital gal myself.
Me too. And they even have mobile apps and online resources.
Oh, wow.
So it's easier than ever to study on the go.
That's fantastic. It sounds like they're really embracing technology to enhance the learning experience.
Absolutely. They're keeping up with the times.
What other innovative approaches are they using?
Well, they've also tapped into the power of social media
Okay.
to create a vibrant online community for English language learners.
Oh, that's smart.
Their social media channels are packed with interesting facts, quizzes, learning tips, and even games.
So they're making it fun.
Exactly. Learning should be enjoyable.
Yeah,
And using social media is a great way to reach learners where they already are.
that's true. I spend way too much time on social media.
Me too. It's part of our lives now.
It is. I'm really impressed with how much they're doing to make learning engaging and accessible.
Yeah, me too. And their support doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. They also offer a wide range of teacher training and development programs
Okay.
to ensure that educators are well equipped to guide their students through this whole Cambridge English qualifications journey.
So it sounds like they're really invested in supporting teachers every step of the way.
Absolutely. It's a partnership.
What kind of training programs do they offer?
They have a variety of formats,
Okay.
including seminars, webinars, and even Facebook Live sessions.
Facebook Live.
I know. Which are great for getting real-time answers to questions
Right.
and connecting with other educators from around the world.
I love that they're using so many different channels to reach teachers
Yeah.
and provide them with the support they need. What else stands out to you about their support system?
One thing I find particularly impressive is their use of the Cambridge English corpus.
Okay, now you've got me. I have no idea what that is.
So it's this massive database of written and spoken English
Okay.
containing billions of words.
Wow, billions.
It's like a giant linguistic library.
That's wild. And what do they do with all of that data?
Well, Cambridge English uses this corpus to inform the development of their teaching materials and exams.
So they're using real-world language data to make sure their materials are relevant and up to date.
Precisely. This helps learners avoid common mistakes
Right?
and ensures they're learning the kind of English that is actually used in everyday communication.
So it's not just textbook English, it's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
And it also allows Cambridge to tailor their teaching to the specific needs of different learner groups.
That's fascinating. I had no idea so much research and data went into creating these materials.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
It really shows their commitment to providing high-quality research-based resources to support English language learning.
Exactly. And they go even further.
Okay.
They even have a website dedicated to helping teachers integrate technology into their teaching.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, technology is such a powerful tool for learning, and it's great to see that they're providing resources to help teachers harness its potential.
I agree. They truly are covering all the bases.
They are. And it's clear that this holistic approach is paying off.
Right.
We've already talked about that case study from Madrid where schools have seen significant improvements in their students' English levels after implementing these qualifications.
Yeah, that was a really impressive example.
And it wasn't just about academic improvement either.
Right. It was about boosting students' confidence and giving them a sense of accomplishment.
Exactly. The teachers in that case study raved about the clear structure of the exams and how seamlessly they integrated into their existing curriculum.
Yeah.
They felt that preparing for these exams helped their students develop a deeper understanding of English and a greater motivation to learn.
So it's a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. It's so rewarding to see that real-world evidence of the positive impact these qualifications are having on students and teachers.
It really is. And it speaks volumes about the effectiveness of their approach,
Right.
which combines rigorous assessments with comprehensive support
Yes.
and a genuine passion for fostering English language proficiency.
Well said.
It's clear that a lot of thought research and expertise has gone into developing this whole system.
Definitely.
And it's truly inspiring to see the positive ripple effect it's having around the world.
That is amazing.
But you know what?
After hearing all of this, I'm actually kind of thinking like, wow, what if I had had access to these qualifications and this level of support back when I was learning English?
Yeah. Who knows what I might have achieved?
That's so true. I mean, it really highlights how these qualifications can be relevant at any stage of life,
Exactly.
not just for school students.
Totally. But honestly, after going through all this with you, it's the teachers I keep thinking about.
Oh, yeah,
They're the unsung heroes in all of this.
absolutely. Imagine the dedication it takes to guide students through these exams,
I know.
to provide that encouragement and support, and to celebrate all those hard-won achievements.
Yeah, they're really shaping the next generation of global citizens.
They really are. It makes me think about something we haven't talked about explicitly yet,
Okay.
which is that global community that Cambridge English has created.
Oh, right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
brochure mentions it briefly, but I'd love to hear more about that.
So basically, schools that prepare students for these exams become part of this huge network
Okay.
of educators, all dedicated to promoting English language learning.
That's amazing.
They have access to shared resources, professional development opportunities, and even international conferences where they can connect with colleagues from all over the world.
That's incredible. It's like a support system, not just for individual teachers,
Right.
but for entire schools and educational communities.
Exactly. It creates this amazing sense of shared purpose
Yeah.
and really fosters collaboration on a global scale.
It's so cool that teachers can learn from each other, share best practices, and, get inspiration from different approaches.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to see how these qualifications are about so much more than just tests and scores.
Me too. It's about fostering a love of learning,
Mm-hmm.
connecting people across cultures, and creating these opportunities for personal and professional growth.
You've summed it up perfectly. And I think it's also worth mentioning
Yeah.
that these qualifications are recognized and valued by thousands of organizations worldwide,
Oh, I bet.
from universities to multinational corporations.
So it's truly a passport to a world of possibilities.
It really is.
Yeah. It's amazing to think that a student who starts with pre-A1 starters could one day be using their English skills to study at Harvard or work for Google.
Right. Or even address the United Nations.
I know, right? The possibilities are endless. And it all comes back to that mission of empowering individuals
Yeah,
through English language proficiency.
exactly.
It's about breaking down barriers, fostering understanding, and creating a more interconnected world.
Beautifully said. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from those specific details about each qualification
Mm-hmm.
to the broader impact these things are having on individuals and communities worldwide.
It's been fascinating. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really inspired.
Me too.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'd like to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, hit me.
Imagine a world where language barriers no longer exist.
Okay.
A world where ideas can flow freely across borders, where cultures can connect effortlessly,
Mm-hmm.
and collaboration can happen on a truly global scale.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. What would such a world look like?
I know, it really makes you think about the incredible potential
Yeah.
that lies in breaking down those linguistic walls.
Absolutely. And while we might not get there overnight,
Right.
I do think that initiatives like Cambridge English qualifications are definitely a step in the right direction.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
They're paving the way towards a more interconnected and understanding world.
Well said. So to our listeners out there,
Yes,
we encourage you to check out the full brochure.
definitely.
Delve a little deeper into this world of Cambridge English qualifications
Mhm.
and consider how these qualifications might play a role in your own journey
Ah,
or the journey of someone you care about.
you never know what doors might open.
So true. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into the fascinating world of Cambridge English qualifications.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
It was